I love Ethereum for its utility. However, there's so much application still that you can do for Bitcoin. People always say that Bitcoin does not have as much use, but when people stretch their imaginations and people start to see what the Lightning Network can do to make Bitcoin scale, that there's so many things that Bitcoin could still do. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about the crypto market, and let's look at it once again. Let's review it from the lens of technical analysis. So please do note that the large drop that happened in the crypto market was around March 19, 2021. And we are around 6+ weeks already from that particular drop. And I'll start everything off by analyzing Bitcoin because I want to point out and I want to show you also from a technical analysis standpoint on how majority of the altcoins have fallen in line as to how Bitcoin was performing. Please do remember, in terms of the massiveness of how Bitcoin is, everything rides and falls on the success of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is doing well, all of the other altcoins will follow. If Bitcoin is not doing well, a sell-off also would happen in the smaller coins. The S coins are the ones that are being massively also sold down. That's why you've seen it from where it was before. A lot of them have dropped more than 90+%. So that being said, this is the daily chart of Bitcoin. And I want to show this to all of you. Here, let's zoom in a bit. So this was the large drop that happened in March 19. And if you're going to draw these support and resistances off of it, you will be able to get this as your range. So you can pull off a resistance here, which has been very, very consistent from the time we've been making the videos that I've been mentioning that Bitcoin has been consolidating on its lows. And as you can see it right here, it's still consolidating with this particular range. However, from a technical analysis point of view, I'm using different moving averages now, shorter moving average, at least for this particular video. Please do note that my default moving averages are 20, 50, 100, 200, but I just want to show this to you from a shorter term perspective. We're using 7, 25, and 99 for this video. So at least from here now, it's very, very clear that it's still below even the 7, the 25, and the 99-day moving average. Although for the 7 and 25-day, you can see it right here that there's really not much momentum, confirming the sideways progression that we're actually having. So as long as the 31,600 level will hold, in my opinion, that we could just possibly see it just move here and consolidate within this range as long as that particular support level will hold. It's okay also for it to consolidate at these levels because it allows people who want to stack. It allows people who want to build a base. It allows people who were not able to buy earlier a chance not to be able to accumulate it as well. In terms of trading this range, it depends already on your conviction and your approach to it if you want to trade Bitcoin with this small of a price range. But I've seen other people go towards alts in terms of trading those ranges because there's more volatility. The reason I say that is through the years, of course, Bitcoin versus other asset classes is more volatile, but up against other cryptocurrencies, up against other altcoins, Bitcoin is not as volatile anymore. So if you'd like to trade ranges, maybe you would want to consider trading the smaller altcoins because it's easier for you to be able also to sell. And I think Bitcoin also is continuously transitioning as a storer of value, and you'll see more and more people hold it, then probably you'll see people sell at later stages, but it's not something that a lot of people would trade as much as fast as compared to the smaller altcoin. So please just note this is now also MACD is still below the zero line cross, and it has been there from that perspective. Now we saw it cross below the zero line crossing somewhere around the middle of April, then it did it again somewhere the middle of May, and from the drop last May, it really has not gone back above the zero line crossing once again. I just want to reiterate this, that from a MACD perspective, we really haven't seen a reversal yet. Right now, July 2021, but even as of me drawing the ranges, it's still within that particular support and resistance range. So if you look at ETH also from this particular perspective, you can also see it quite clear now that it's also moving in almost the same fashion, longer ranges lang. So this is how you have ETH right here. Main support for ETH, you can very see it well at 1,813. Then you have a resistance at the 2,611 level. Since the drop last May 2021, we haven't really seen it gone back at that particular range. And I just want to note this also, that the 99-day moving average also coincides with the 2,611 resistance level. So something to watch out for. Break out from the 2,611 level, you could also put a resistance right here, which could be pegged at around the 2,867 mark. So that's the particular range that we have for Ethereum. Again, everything will still hold as long as the 1,800 mark will hold its ground. And in my opinion, this is what's interesting about Ethereum. And I've been saying this over and over in all of the videos, that I love Ethereum for its utility. However, there's so much application still that you can do for Bitcoin. People always say that Bitcoin does not have as much use, but when people stretch their imaginations and people start to see what the Lightning Network can do to make Bitcoin scale, that there's so many things that Bitcoin could still do. Please do remember that Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still the most secure network ever, and it's one of the most scarce. Ethereum has a lot of its utility. There's so much that could be done in Ethereum, but the Lightning Network will do a lot of wonders to help Bitcoin scale even more. So there's thousands of tokens and coins out there, but there's a reason why you have these large caps out there, primarily because there's a large amount of attention in them. But not just attention, you also have institutions buying them. Here's the advantage of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has first mover advantage. For it to be beaten out, there must be something that must be 100 times better than Bitcoin for it to be dislodged as a storer of value. So we already have the narratives being played out. Bitcoin, storer of value. Ethereum, smart money. Ethereum, there's so much contracts, there's so much programs that you can build on top of it. For other tokens, for other coins to beat Ethereum, it must be, in my opinion, 100 times better than Ethereum for it to be beaten out of the equation. There's a lot of people challenging Ethereum. There's a lot of coins challenging Ethereum. But I just want to submit this, that you also have to account the number of developers that are into Ethereum, the number of apps that are built into Ethereum, and the number of people that are actually using those apps. Because for people to move to Ethereum killers, there must be something that should be massively better for them to actually move and transfer. And I just want to show you how the team is, now that everything pretty much looks the same. After the drop last May 19, 2021, you see it also looking almost the same as how Bitcoin looks. You have this resistance right here. You have your support line right here. So it's still consolidating. 6 weeks plus already of no drastic moves, which is, again, in my opinion, very, very good also, because it removes the emotion. When people get emotional, when you see large, massive drops, people become fearful. When people become fearful, they tend to act not of rationality. They don't act out of logic. So times like this somehow also allow people to be used to, okay, the base right now is around 30,000 plus for Bitcoin, and everyone follows suit. So for BNB, you have 259 still as your prevalent support level, and you have 430 as your prevalent resistance level as well. So that's the current range where BNB is moving from where we were from the drop to where we are right now. If you're going to put a short-term resistance, you have this at the 330 mark. And very, very interesting. For those who have not really followed my channel for quite some time, I launched my first NFTs in Binance. You can check it out. But it's a good way for those who have been profiting off of the cryptocurrency market. It's a good way for you also to somehow take profits and transfer them to a separate asset class that could also, in a way, not just store value, but something that could appreciate over time, given that NFTs from a macro perspective will just get bigger, better, stronger. ADA, one of those sub-as Ethereum killers, will it be something that is highly, highly relevant in terms of movement? And as you can see right here, it looks pretty much the same as everything else. It's also consolidating. These are your ranges, at least for ADA, for Cardano, Charles Hoskinson. So one thing that's so interesting about Cardano also, and for those who have not watched my videos on Cardano, is their focus is an academic approach. They have so many studies about it. That's why in terms of them building their apps, it's taking a longer time as compared to Ethereum, which built it very, very fast, and if there's any problems, they're just fixing it along the way. But from a tech analysis point of view, and that's why I love tech analysis, because it allows you already to see the prevailing sentiment of what people are actually thinking. And as you can see it right here, it's also consolidating. Main support level will be at 1.15, and for those who are asking, as an area of support is where you're supposed to check if it's actually holding, because if it holds, that could be an area for you to pick it up, that could be an area for you to buy. But again, please do your own research. Don't just buy it just because it's talked about here in YouTube. It's your money, it's your responsibility. Take the time to learn, take the time to analyze, take the time to also build the right conviction when it comes to your investments. The main resistance for ADA at the very least is 1.8462. Then you also have a short-term resistance somewhere around this point at the 1.46 mark. ADA, also similar to the other coins that I've shown you, is still below the zero line MACD crossing. Now let's look at Polkadot, another one that's dubbed as an Ethereum killer. Comment below, by the way, do you think ADA or even DOT will actually beat Ethereum? Or you think Ethereum will still win? And what's so interesting now from an NFT point of view, there's so much people using Ethereum for NFTs, and all of the artists are also there, and all of the apps that have been built, majority in Ethereum. That's why I'm so curious about Binance project towards NFTs, if it is something actually that will also draw a lot of attention, because Binance is a large user base. So anyways, this is where DOT is right now. You have it around the 13.54 mark. Then you have a resistance at the 25.7 level. So consolidating after the large drop, nothing much has changed towards DOT. This is how VET looks like. It's pretty much the same as compared to everything that we've looked at. Main support line is at the 0.7 mark. You have another resistance here at the 0.14 level for VET. So this is its current progression right now, and the 0.14 mark coincides also to where the 99-day moving average is. Similar to our other examples, it's also below the zero line MACD cross. I want to look at PancakeSwap. It's one of my favorite dexes. So as you can see, it's also consistent to everything that we've talked about. You have your support for it around the 11.95 mark. Then you have your resistance for it somewhere around here, which also coincides to the 99-day moving average. So current range to consider at the very least for PancakeSwap is you have your resistance at the 21.27, 21.35 mark, and you have your support at the 11.95 level, which, as you see, even after the drop intraday, every time it goes below that, it somehow does an intraday movement up and starts to push up once again. So that's where we are. Majority of them have bounced off support levels from Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Polkadot, even Cardano. So let's look at XRP. One thing that we could possibly also look at for XRP is it still will hinge on its lawsuit. How that goes could also somehow create a buzz in the market, because everyone's waiting on how that procedure will actually progress over the next few months. But anyways, support level for XRP is at 0.54. Your resistance is at the 1.07 mark. And similar to all of the examples that I've given in this video, the 1.07 resistance also coincides with the 99-day moving average. We're seeing it consolidate somehow with smaller ranges as well. But this is the range to consider for XRP, 0.54 support level. It has somehow bounced off of that level as well, but it's still closer to the support than where it is as compared to the resistance. I want to look at Doge, because a lot of you guys also have been asking about Dogecoin. This is where Doge is right now. So one thing to consider, at least for Doge, I want to note this, that you could put your support line here at the 0.17 level, but I just want to highlight this to everyone that somehow it's sloping downward. So it has to break past, in my opinion, this downward trending slope to give us at least a conviction that there's possibly movement here, that it's sideways or it's starting to consolidate once again. But if it fails to somehow get out of that line, then there might be more downward bias for Dogecoin as a whole. So as you can see, very consistent. Majority of them are all below the zero line MACD cross, and I think it's something worth looking at for majority of the cryptos that we're watching, is when will they start crossing from below zero MACD to above zero MACD, because that could signal also a reversal. And that's what's so interesting about technical analysis, is that you don't have to follow every nook and cranny news or whatever that's out there, because everything you need to know is found in the charts. And next Saturday, we're having our technical analysis course. It's happening Saturday, Sunday next week, then another Saturday, Sunday after that. And everything that I talked about here, we're gonna do a deep dive, and not just related to both Philippine and US stocks. We're gonna add cryptocurrencies in this And if you'd like to join us and want to know more about it, you can check out the description below. We have links there for the topics and the courses that will be discussed for technical analysis. And it's just a joy to be able to educate people and share my knowledge about it as well. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it down below and I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities also. And if you've noticed it, I've been splitting my portfolio. And if you've been hearing me talk about stacking, investing, that's my investing portion for the cryptocurrency market space. But if you've also been hearing me talking about charts and technical analysis, that's a trading part of me. And I highly suggest that to all of you. It's nice to invest, it's nice to stack, but it's also nice to trade, especially if it's something that interests you and you have the capability and the skill set for it, then why not try it as well? And for those who are purely into trading, it's also nice to have a portion that you are investing into, that when you take profits, take the profits and you stack so that you get to build a larger base. Keep on building assets, keep on building a base, because that's how it goes. That's how you get to start to win. As what I've said, every time you make money off of it, please reinvest, keep on reinvesting, keep on adding. The name of the game is always adding value. Technicals will help you to know where the market is headed, but at the end of the day, volume matters the most. This is how Matic is. Now, what's interesting about Matic, it made its large push somewhere around the end of April to May, but almost similar to majority of the cryptos that we have been watching, it has sort of dropped and has consolidated also as well. So this is how it looks like. This is your support level for Matic, somewhere around the $1 mark. Then you have your resistance right here. Very you could put it somewhere around here at the 1.64 level. So one thing that's interesting about it is MACD and moving averages also are confirming that Matic really doesn't have any upward or downward momentum yet, but it's also below the 25 and also the, I think, 99-day moving average as well. So if you like more about this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. And I just want to note this also, that if you want to trade the cryptocurrency market, you can check out Binance. Links are in the description below for you to be able to join. It only requires around $10 to make a trade. If you want to invest in US markets, check out GoTrade. It's only $1. You need to use the code below because it's invite only. And you can also check out the Forex market because trading works also in Forex. And what's so interesting about XM is they're giving you a $30 bonus. And if you want to learn via reading, check it out below. Check out my books. They're available via Shopee and Lazada. So that's it for now. Happy Sunday to everyone, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.